Hi there, welcome to Watcher of Realms. Time for a review of a new legendary hero which is currently available on the special Invocation of Spirits and the Divine Summoning. Monday final day, should you go for them or not? As for the banner, you have Nazim, you have more so Maul, which is pretty good, Arrogance, good legendary, and the new guy which is like a wizard. So, we've got other options to pull, depending if you're lucky or not. 20 times drop rate, wouldn't go too much into that personally. Malrik here, first of all, let's just acknowledge how he looks visually. Some people say it's like Gandalf the Grey. It's a wizard. That's great to see in the game. A bit more variety and openness. The style, the design, the concept, very clear. The magic feel behind it, the presence, the ambience, the aura that they have and express. I think what stands out the most to me would be, under his wizard hat, the way it kind of glows, luminescent, as you can see. The visual animations as well, nice, shiny. And then even to do with the cape, which might not be as clear to see, underneath the cloak, see the colours, the shine. And then he's got his sword at the front, quite a long one, and his staff to do his summoning. So he's a part of the Infernal clan and the Esoterist. Malrik, Mage, Magic, specifically single target attack, multi-target attack, ally buff, hard control. He can do a good variety. He's another unique hero that's come about in recent time. Just like, what were they called, Talon or something? Where there could be a ground unit and a tile unit. And I'm just going to review and analyse what we see on screen, what he can do, and how good is he really, and where can he be applied. His Awakening, what I would say is, Awaken 2 doesn't mean much. Number 3, fairly important as for increasing speed boost gained from attack speed by 20%. But I believe that's just on him. If it was on allies, like a buff, that would be great. Hero gains an extra 10% damage increase. Not that big of a deal there. It's his A1, which you really want to focus on. If you want to get Malrik, you want to try and get a second copy, or if you got some, unpolished soul stones, still probably not the best thing because there are better units to prioritize on, of course. But if you get a duplicate at least of Malrik, no harm in awakening him to 1 because of what he does. His Fire Blast, which itself does 320%, deals an extra 60% increased damage, which is great. And it also inflicts vulnerability magic damage, taken 10%. So that means you can do more damage to the enemy. And it means other units that are like doing the magic damage can do more too. As for an Ice Storm, deals 25% AoE damage, that will inflict freeze on enemies, which is really good. 1 time per second to 1 target and 5 others. So 6 in total, 6 will be frozen in place. So a good level of control there through this A1 Awakening. Enemies reduce damage interval by 0.3 seconds, okay? And increases the chance to inflict Winter's Bite by 70%, or to 70%, which is great. Reducing movement speed by 25%, stacks up to 3 times of that. And slow effect on the same. When reaching 3 stacks, inflicts freeze on the target for 2 seconds. Of course, I guess if you had an aura and more so Yimeret, and you're using Malrik, there might be a bit of conflict there because we're all going to be doing like the same thing with the Winter's Bite. But if one's guaranteed or if one's more likely to do it, then the other one can do it well, and then the third one, the chance of it happening at least by one of the heroes out of the 3 is going to be more often and likely, which is good. As for Malrik's talent, the hero gains 20% damage increase, which is pretty good. Grants Wizard's Rune to the next hero deployed in the attack range. And you can see the attack range, the tiles, square boxes, not that big, the size of it, at least how it appears there by default. This effect can only be triggered 1 time per deployment. When Wizard's Rune is granted to an allied platform hero, Malrik's Fire form will be replaced with Frost form. So basically, by applying Malrik and then adding another hero within the tile of that range, it will turn Malrik from a single target magic attacker to an AoE damage 1. So if you're doing boss content, single target enemies, you don't really want to be placing anyone after Malrik. You want to be placing Malrik on the tiles last. And of course, that's probably not going to work if you're doing that Laurel strat in the boss stage, where you add one, remove one, then add one, remove one. It's going to conflict, and then Malrik won't be usable. You'd have to get rid of him and then redeploy him again, I believe. So it's a little bit messy. It's the strategy of timing it. As for what Wizard Rune does, it does buff an ally, which can have its benefits. It increases attack, defense, and HP of the rune bearer by 10%. Not much. If it was like 20, 30, I'd say it's more worth it. In terms of his normal basic attack, you see there, nothing too special. His elemental covenant, whilst in the same form, every 5 basic attacks trigger either Fire Blast or Ice Storm one time. If no basic attack is launched for 5 seconds, the next attack is guaranteed to trigger the effect. So I believe the Fire Blast is when he's in his normal phase, switching to Ice Storm, as like with how it'll be replaced with Frost Form. Frost Form will be triggering the Ice Storm, and Fire Form, which is his standard form when deployed, will be using his Fire Blast. It's not like an Ingrid in which you can use the ultimate to switch between whether you use the Solar or the Stellar. So there are drawbacks with Malrik in how you deploy him and if you deploy anyone after that. In terms of his Fire form, it gives a little bit of a description. Initial form, specialising in single target magic damage, which is good for boss content and elites units. Frost form reduces damage by 25% and converts all attacks to AoE damage. So it's reducing damage by 25%, and you see his basic attacks there by 25% reduced. As you would expect, of course. But in terms of his Fire Blast and his Fire form, that will deal 320% damage to one enemy. And it inflicts burning as well. Great, that's pretty good, that. And that's for every 5 basic attacks, doing that 320% damage one time to the enemy. So if you've got good attack speed, you're going to be triggering it more often. As for the Ice Storm, 25% AoE damage one time per second to the target and 5 surrounding enemies for 4 seconds, with a 50% chance to inflict Winter's Bite. And of course, if you A1 him, it can go up to about 70, so that's pretty good. It does say though, if no basic attack is launched for 5 seconds because he's, no enemies in range, the next attack is guaranteed to trigger this effect. Whether you're on your first basic attack, your second basic attack, your third or your fourth, it will be guaranteed the next one. That's okay, but not needed for like boss content because you're always going to be in range of the enemy to be doing as much damage as possible. But if you used to use Malrik in some part of Void Rift campaign, things like that, then that effect, when it's guaranteed to trigger the next basic attack, the 5 seconds, is good, pretty good. Now, next one, Rune Mastery. When casting, the ultimate restores 5% rage to heroes granted with Wizard's Rune. Now that says heroes as in more than one, but at least how I've worded it is granted to an allied platform hero, the next one placed, and only one is given the rune, unless I'm reading it wrong. It will also permanently increase the hero's attack by 3%. This attack increase can be gained up to 5 times, 15 in total, for each battle. If no one is granted with runes, restores an extra 5% rage for the hero. Okay. How good is this ultimate? You can reduce the skill cost down to 700, that's something. When the ultimate is activated, increases the hero's attack by 30% for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is decent time. Duration up to 20, that's pretty good. Increasing attack by 30%, I mean, it's okay. During this time though, it transforms the hero's basic attack into Fireball or Blizzard. Blizzard deals 120% AoE damage one time to up to 5 enemies in range and inflicts Winter's Bite. Guaranteed. That's pretty good. And that means the hero's basic attack. Each basic attack, I'm guessing, is dealing 120% AoE damage and inflicting Winter's Bite. and that lasts for 20 seconds, at least how I'm interpreting it here, which is pretty good. But in terms of his fireball stance, dealing 80% damage to one enemy in range 3 times and inflicts burning, I mean, yeah, okay. I guess that's not too bad. I don't have Malrik personally, so I can't do a showcase, but you can see like a little demonstration in the little video clip there. I would personally say he's kind of a unique one. He does a bit of everything: hard control, ally buff, and you can use him for boss content. You can use him for other content, AoE, maybe possibly arena as well. In terms of his cost, is 19, and because he's a part of the Infernal and as a terrorist, the forms of control and extra CC damage. Actually, no, that was the other one. Apologies about that. Reduces faction team members' skill cost, which can have its own perks and benefits. And as for the Infernal, penetration increase, that's helpful. Maybe not the best ones Malrik's applied to. Could you have it in the Cursed Cult? Would that have sounded better? A curse, spells, casting, good and evil. Is he evil? Doesn't really seem evil. Probably wouldn't fit, but still. That's it for now. I mean, good luck if you do want to summon for Malrik, and if you do get them, let me know how he performs in your loadout and how you've got him set. I'd say he can be used for boss content. He could be used for gear raid 1, stage 18, 20 onwards, and with obviously other units too, for him to help in the matter. He's not ultimate, but he can help to some extent, and arena as well. So thanks for watching.